now live in person as well as live streaming. And for those of you who are here in person, welcome. Good morning. I'm Reverend Keith. This is our Soul Center meditation service. So if you're sitting in this room or if you are tuned in streaming live right now, you've tuned in for our meditation practice. For those of you here, and maybe even for some of you at home, if you have a cellular device, if you could just make sure that it is either in meditation mode, also known as airplane mode, or just off, or in do not disturb without sound. And that would be very beneficial for our time together. Also, just a few guidelines and reminders. Meditation is practiced throughout all the religions and traditions and spiritual practices around the world. The one thing that meditation shares, no matter what the practice or what the following, is that it is just communion with spirit. It's allowing ourselves to rise above the temporal world and move into the eternal world. And the eternal world is peace, beauty, love, joy, harmony, goodness. Those are the eternal frequencies, and they beget wellness, prosperity, clarity, optimism. Those are its side effects. Basically, we are communing with ourselves, communing with the divine, with our higher selves, and there are intentions built into various meditation practices. Some have meditation practices of inquiry or visioning where you're seeking an answer to something. Some are activations or mantras where you're seeking to bathe in a particular eternal frequency. Our stillness meditation is where we just allow ourselves to relax, to let go of thoughts and thinking, and just surrender into your true state of being, your natural state of being, your divine state of being, your higher state of being. Some of the things that help this are your intentions, or the intentions that we bring to the meditation. So some that I have found to be quite effective are, I'm intending and allowing that this will be the most relaxing, most peaceful, most deep and profound and rejuvenating meditation experience ever. You just set that intention and you let it be. If there are any other intentions that you have, you can add that into the mix. You can also have the intention that you will be undistracted, and distracted from the inner disturbances or outer disturbances. So if somebody clears their throat or you hear some traffic outside or something like that, we intend to let it just pass on by, and it shall be so. The rest of this is going to be self-explanatory. If you hear every word I say during the centering is just where we allow ourselves to move into the zone. If you hear every word I say, great. If you don't hear a word I say, great. If you fall asleep, no problem. If you have a couple meandering thoughts, no problem. And just allow yourself to go into relaxation, and the rest will fall into place. As far as the way you're seated, whatever feels right and comfortable to you. For those of you at home, if you are laying down, maybe just prop yourself up a little bit if you can't sit up entirely. And then one of the other intentions we'll have is that all the channels, all the meridians of our physical, emotional, and mental bodies are wide open. That's why some practices say, don't sit with anything crossed, keep your legs uncrossed, keep your palms and hands face up. That's just a suggestion that mimics the channels and meridians being open. Some practices say sit with your legs lotus style or Indian style. So regardless of the intention that they have, our intention is that everything is open, and we are now ready to begin. You can do this as an open-eyed meditation if you'd like to, but most of us, probably about 99% of us, will do it as a closed-eyed meditation. So whatever feels right and good to you, I'm going to go ahead and invite you to close your eyes if you're going to do so. as we prepare to begin. And as always, we begin by first giving ourselves permission to relax. Just saying to ourselves in our minds, I give myself permission to relax. As we invite, as we evoke, and as we allow the divine energies of peace, love, beauty and goodness, wellness and joy to wash over us and to rise up from within us, knowing we have no place to go, we have nothing to do except completely surrender into the deepest states of relaxation, rejuvenation, and revelation. And we begin by bringing our awareness to our breathing without changing it, but just becoming aware of the inhalation and the exhalation. Just feeling and observing that soft breeze, whether it's traveling in and out of your mouth or your nose. And solely through intention, allow your breath, your breathing to become deeper, fresher, wider, all on its own. No efforting, no trying, just intending, allowing. Each cycle of breathing taking you deeper, rising higher. I'm going to invite you to imagine for a moment as you bring your awareness to your crown on the top of your head, that your crown is wide open, like the dome of an observatory, open to gaze at the cosmos. And with our crowns wide open, I invite you to imagine the breath of light. And as you inhale, a wave of light comes in through your crown, down into your heart and lungs, flooding your chest with a phosphorescence of light, both as luminosity and weightlessness. And for the moment, I want to invite you to join me as we allow the exhalation to be the vehicle of release, as the inhalation is the vehicle of divine expansion. On the next exhalation, we let go of any tension, concerns. Imagine a plume of steam evaporating as it releases from your crown. As we inhale the eternal frequency of peace. Exhaling, we let go of all distractions, both inner and outer. As we inhale, serenity. Exhaling, we let go of all to-dos and what was. Inhaling, we draw in the energy of harmony and balance. And exhaling, we let go of efforting and trying. Inhaling, the energy of ease and effortlessness. And now we let go of time. Exhaling, we let go of the past. We let go of the future. We let go of the present. To fully immerse, fully engulf, fully permeate and saturate every fiber of our beingness. I invite you to feel the contagion of peace, love, eternality, serenity, calm, flowing throughout all the muscles and organs, bones and tissues, in your toes, heels and ankles. Feel a soft flow of energy rise from your feet, through your knees, to your hips, as your legs surrender into the deepest states of rejuvenation and relaxation. And you can feel as though all the cells in your body are illuminating from the inside out. As the energy washes over us from the outside in. You can feel your stomach and lower back relaxing, becoming light, and luminosity and weightlessness. You can feel the middle back and core opening, softening, strengthening. And you can feel your heart blossoming, like the petals of a flower outstretched to receive the sun's light. We feel our entire chest, shoulder blades and shoulders overflowing with freedom. All density evaporating. And begin to notice your breath is now cycling. The inhalation, the exhalation, in union, fanning the internal, eternal flame. And you can feel that energy of peace, divine strength, flowing into your emotional body, and waves of clarity, inspiration and stillness in the mental body. And we feel the energy of our soul, the divine, in our bliss body. And it is here, you to bring your awareness back to your breath. And on the next inhalation, I invite you to imagine that you're breathing in the energy, the divine idea, the essence, the presence of your eternal nature, the energy of your soul. Imagine the energy of your soul, your divine eternal light, coming in through your crown and flooding your heart and chest with the eternal frequency of your true nature, allowing it to reverberate throughout all bones, cells, and tissues. This is your unique expression of divinity. As we remember what is stated in every religion, in every spiritual teaching around the globe. Each and every one of us born in the image and likeness of the divine. The energy of the soul, the energy of infinite brilliance that has never been hurt or harmed. We take a moment as we open to that. As we allow it to matriculate and expand, we remember the truth. There is a holy, brilliant, benevolent, glorious idea of your life. That which makes your heart sing, that brings you bliss. The divine idea, your soul's idea. And it comes with everything it needs to fulfill itself. Benevolent satiation, divine fulfillment. As you become aware of your energy field, your body, your physicality, as we dissolve the barriers of separation from our holy high self, I invite you to imagine you're standing barefoot somewhere in nature that you just love. And that your entire beingness is illuminated with your holy frequency. You may notice the electromagnetic field around you, your human energy field. And you may notice about a meter, maybe 4 or 5 feet beneath the bottoms of your feet at the south pole of your energy field, a starburst of light where we anchor heaven on earth. On your next breath, I invite you to imagine your breath coming in from the infinite, your soul, the law of creation, through your crown, all the way down through your central core to the bottom of your energy field. Inhaling that energy. Joy, beauty, peace, love, benevolent satiation. Goodness, wellness, wholeness, optimism, clarity, and faith. Enthusiasm, all the way down. And as we anchor that energy in the fertile soil of that which we call Earth, the material world, we are participating in grounding heaven on earth. Knowing that as we thrive, all thrive. We take a moment in deep gratitude knowing that the omniamorous nature of life, the all-loving, all-powerful, all-giving, all-wise, the nature of life indwells within us. Heaven on earth is something we choose anchor. And I'm grateful by relaxing, just relaxing, we open the vibration of divinity, of heaven. And we anchor it. Grateful to know that each and every one of us has everything we need to grow, heal, expand. Go deeper and higher than ever before in a nirvanic energy. Grateful that there's an omniamorous presence that seeks nothing less than to bring forward that which makes our hearts sing. That is the nature of life. That is the nature of the divine. That is the nature of our soul. And it's from a place of deep thanksgiving, knowing that we invite it, evoke it, and then we allow it to be. Allowing it to fulfill itself benevolently and gloriously by saying, and so it is.
And so it is.
Amen.
Amen.
And as we come back into a lucid state of divine awareness, I'm going to invite you to either stay in the field or open your eyes and stretch and relax. This concludes our meditation service. Our music and message, for those of you streaming in live, for those of you here, is going to begin in about 4 minutes. So for those of you here, the bathroom is just down the way if you need a bathroom break. We're going to start our music and message in about 4 minutes. And peace and blessings.
Tell you what I saw. I should have. So while I was home it felt so bruised, and there was an energy that was going in the circle, and it was covering part of your chest, your back, down and that's why I said it looks like you're doing very well. That's why I said that. I appreciate you.
Center.
Good morning.
So happy to see you and be with you all this beautiful August morning. Today's message is Sacred Synergy from Reaction to Satisfaction. I cannot wait to hear all about how to not react, is what I was saying. My name is Jessica Suslik, and I'm the co-founder of Soul Center OC with my mom. We love you. Thank you. Let's start with first of all, we are an affiliate of Agape International Spiritual Center and bringing the teachings of Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith and Agape International Spiritual Center to Orange County, along with all truth teachers, as we celebrate the universal message that God is love. And this is a really loving place. And if this is your first time here, welcome. It's a great community, fabulous people, and we will see that as you get to know us. Let's start with our declaration, please, that is in your program. Let's stand and say it with great enthusiasm and conviction for ourselves and each other. There is one life, and that life is God. That life is perfect, and that life is my life now. I am here to receive the divine message for me. I am awake, I am tapped in, and I am transformed. And now it's time for our beautiful announcements.
Hi everybody.
Hi.
Good morning. Well, it's a little overcast and it feels like Florida actually. Anybody there in Florida, we feel ya. It's been a little humid and muggy, but it's still, we're grateful for this beautiful day. And my name's Lisa Lipton, a proud member of the Soul Center. Just a reminder to turn off those loud phones, those distractions we have in our lives, or put it on meditation mode. And of course, Reverend Keith's Daily Affirmative streams live on Soul Center's Facebook page or Zoom, 9:30 a.m. Pacific daily, except Sundays. The link is on our newsletter or at soulcenteroc.com. A Course in Miracles with Akili Beckwith. It's back on Tuesdays, 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific. You can join anytime throughout the year, and details are also on soulcenteroc.com. Oh, this is fun. We're having the Soul Center's monthly visioning this Monday. It's at 7 p.m. via Zoom, audio only, and all are welcome and encouraged to join in this meditative experience as we open up to God's idea of our Soul Center community. Visit soulcenteroc.com for Zoom link under the events tab. Oh, 10th year anniversary. Can you believe it? 10 years. So we're excited to announce that we're in the beginning phases of putting together our 10-year anniversary month planning committee. And please see Jessica for more information. If you aren't already signed up for the weekly newsletter, it's great. It gives you all the information so you never are left out. And to stay informed about all of Soul Center's events and news, sign up at soulcenteroc.com. I hope you guys have that memorized. soulcenteroc.com. Help us thrive by volunteering. It takes a village. So go to soulcenteroc.com, our welcome table, or see our beautiful Birgit to sign up. If you're feeling a little lonely and you need a little community, join a Soul Circle. It's in person or on Zoom. And you can just really grow together with others in this community, and contact Scott at soulcirclesoc differently at gmail.com. And I think now we're ready for our congregational song.
Welcome, Angel Travis.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right.
Free to get breathing.
When you pray along the way, they don't stop to wonder what the world is coming to. They let something higher reveal the way to greater love. Oh,
this thing called you by Ernest Holmes. There is a pattern of perfection at the center of your being that has never been touched by disease or misfortune. Your intellect senses this through intuition. Your imagination senses it by divine right. Your inward consciousness knows it through faith. What you are trying to do is awaken your whole being to spiritual awareness. It is the intellect and the subconscious self which needs renewing. The spirit neither sleeps nor slumbers. The spirit is God. Any maladjustments in your life will be healed when you realize this perfect center within yourself. The vision you must catch and hold is the consciousness of a union so complete and perfect that you find no difference between your own being and God. The two of you are one. What thought has planted, thought can uproot. The conditions laid down by mental attitudes, whether or not you are conscious of them, can be changed. If you are experiencing some condition which is unhappy, you must know there is nothing within you that attracts this condition, nothing in you that holds it in place, nothing in you that believes it must be this way. Turn your mind entirely from the condition and think in exactly the opposite manner. Let us turn within and pray. So in this prayer of gratitude and thanksgiving and blessing, I am just so grateful for this morning, for the opportunity to be here. So grateful for each and every person who is here, who's tuning in, that as a body we make up the Spirit of God. For God is all that there is, one power, one presence, not divided, totally one, totally united. And we are united in that oneness as the very expression and embodiment of all that Spirit is. So I bless this time together. I bless that we are the love, the joy, the peace, and the abundance that is expressing right here, right now. And that all of the love and joy and peace and abundance is expressing right here, right now. We open ourselves to it, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to open to the divine blessing for the day. And so I bless our time together, I bless the music, I bless our minister, that his words may sear us to our heart. I bless each and every person here, each and every person listening and watching. And we just are the expression of that love and joy, peace and abundance and wholeness and oneness. I'm just so grateful for that oneness that I just simply allow it to be so. And so it is. Well, now it is time for our agape affirmations. You'll find them in your program and coming up on the screen. So I'll speak a line and then we'll repeat them. Please stand. Okay, God is conscious of itself as me, I am.
God is conscious of itself as me, I am.
Thoughts of health and wholeness renew my body temple, I thrive.
Thoughts of health and wholeness renew my body temple, I thrive.
Liberation flows from my oneness with God, I soar.
Liberation flows from my oneness with God, I soar.
The heart of compassion beats within me, I love.
The heart of compassion beats within me, I love.
My whole life is a celebration in the good of God, I am grateful.
My whole life is a celebration of the good of God, I am grateful.
So be it, and so it is.
So be it, and so it is.
Amen.
Amen.
You may now be seated. And if you are interested in experiencing private, individual, and confidential prayer after the service, I will be, and I see Susan will be out So come and say hi to one of us with the shawls, and we'd be happy to do a little prayer with you. Thank you.
I can feel God's change, even in our midst of flame. I can still breathe you in the dark, 'cause you're my life, you're my spark. You forge me in the fire, you make me brave, you make me strong. I wanna be like your fire, blazing love, blazing love. No hurt can stay too long, and no hate can last forever. No, the body gives way to the light, and then we are free of our human lives. I know this. You forge me in the fire, you make me brave, you make me strong. Lord, I wanna be like your fire, blazing love, blazing all your love, all love, love. Can you feel the kind of change in you? Can you feel your walls, they are falling, falling, falling down? Let God's grace change you, Lord, change you. You forge me in the fire, you make me brave, Lord, you make me so strong. I wanna be like your fire, blazing Lord, blazing
talented. Of course, that would be Brian Sherrick on keys. Jessica Guy on guitar. Thank you guys. I love you even more than last week. Good morning, Soul Center.
Hi,
Good to see all of you. Welcome. I see you've all tuned in. Those of you live streamers that are tuning in from around the globe, welcome. Give a shout out to all of those of you. Remember, we are an international community. So Charles in Kenya, good to see you. Michelle in Massachusetts, good to see you. Tiffany in Texas, good to see you. And we've got Serbia up in Canada. In Vancouver, good to see you. And of course, our remote prayer chaplains, we're good to welcome you, those of you up in Reno. Welcome, and those of you right here, good morning and welcome. It's time to rock and soul. It's time to... we're here for a reality check. This is what you come in for every week, is for a reality check, a capital R reality check, not a lowercase r reality check. That will get you into trouble. Capital R reality check is where you get to experience bliss. So I have a question. Remember when you were in school, whether it was in university or high school, whatever, and you get an open book test, and some people are like, oh yeah, you'll know where to go get the answers. Good, I will allow myself to move into beliefs, all of your ideas that are contrary to heaven on earth in this life now.
Yes.
Yes!
Willing to let go of all habits associated with those ideas, those beliefs, right now. That's what we came here to do. You came here to let go of every idea and every belief and every definition and every habit associated with all of those to be free, to be liberated. We live in an eternal realm of infinite glory, and to experience true freedom means that you will let go of all of the aforementioned so that you can be liberated. You are going to untether, you're going to untie. Sometimes you've got some gnarly knots there that you got to untie to relinquish yourself, be in the world, but not hide and kindness. Bring it back into oneness, and we're going to conquer needing to be right about anything except that there is a divine light shining through and as you that wants to have its way. Topic for today is sacred synergy, from reaction to satisfaction. I don't know if any of you are going to believe this, but there are people out there. Everybody know what a reaction is? Yeah. A reaction is not so much like a response. A reaction is when I get triggered with anger or resentment or self-justification, or I'm trying to protect myself, or I feel shame or guilt or sadness, any of the temporal energies. When they overwhelm you or they take over you, it's kind of like that Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde moment where all of a sudden somebody just gives you a look or says that thing, and then all of a sudden a bomb goes off within your energy field, and you need to set them straight. That is not what you came here to do. You came here to make sure that you can transcend that. And since we are an Agape affiliate, we are part of the New Thought Ageless Wisdom teachings, which means we take pride in our spiritual evolution. We say, yes, I will participate in my spiritual evolution, meaning I can be able to move into metacognizance. Metacognizance means that you can rise into a higher state of awareness, move into your soul's observational wisdom, and you can up of our trauma body. That can be a scary thing. We want to make sure that our personality is not tied to the temporal world, that we allow our personality to be the vehicle of the divine. To use the prayer of St. Francis, use me as an instrument of thy peace, of thy love, of thy joy, of thy compassion. We allow those energies, the eternal energies, to shine through us. That's the law of radiance. The law of radiance is when you radiate your divine self into the world. It's a very bright, very powerful, and we allow ourselves to move into our radiance, our resplendence, through choice. Choices, that's said in the reading. Choice, a seed can be planted by a thought, and it can be uprooted by another thought. You get to go in and you can seed and weed your garden, but you want to make sure the weeding is the uprooting of choices and thoughts that I put into place in order to, well, basically unbeknownst to us oftentimes, to constrict myself. So we're going to relinquish those by weeding the garden of our subconscious. The seeding, when we're talking about the law of manifestation, we plant seeds and ideas along the way. But I want to talk about a different seed. There's the seed that is its fruits. And you must say, I am going to seek and find the divine idea of my life. And that's a lifelong journey to say, because that idea that answers the question that I asked earlier, are you willing to let go of all the habits and all of the ideas and the beliefs, is bliss. That is where nirvana lies. This eternal goodness, historical descriptions of Goliath. You have the Israelites were free. The Israelites TV shows back in the old day, like it's going to knock you out. So you can tell that the story was metaphorical to overcome this huge you're into. Always, if you would just do this, all would be right in my world. That's what you want to make sure. It's like, what are you really seeking? We want to make sure that we understand, the difference between cognitive knowing and today a lot of people are calling them empaths. Empaths are people, clairsentients are people who really absorb temporal energy. Oh, you walk into a room, and if there's some bad juju, you're like, oh, there's some bad juju in here, gotta get out of here. And you walk into a room, oh, there's some good juju in here, I'm coming in here. You are allowing yourself to be susceptible to the transitory energies of the temporal world, and that's fine for a moment, have fun, play with that for a minute. But then you're going to realize you want to transcend from clairsentient to metasentient. To be a metasentient being means you feel above. You do not tarry with the temporal feelings of the world. To be metasentient means I stay in the eternal frequencies, and if you really want to create the life that you love, you'll move into metasentiousness, and you'll allow yourself to be like, I feel the presence. I feel opulence. I feel the eternal frequencies of beauty and love. And I feel their temporal counterparts. The temporal counterparts meaning when an eternal energy comes into expression in duality, it's going to show up as prosperity. Prosperity is a secondary frequency. It's not a primary or eternal. It's the way the eternal outpictures. Wellness is a secondary expression when you're thinking of triumphing over disease. Wellness is your birthright. Your spiritual DNA has it coded and loaded where physical, emotional, and mental wellness is already there. But the outpicturing of that wellness in the temporal world is by returning into metasentience and allowing yourself to feel the presence. To feel the presence. When you feel the presence, you will feel and experience the outpicturing of what it is. That is why we go into meditation. We're not going into meditation to... Some people, you won't believe this, some people actually move into meditation as a way to escape the world. I'd like you to go ahead and make sure that you're aware. In metacognition, you'd be aware, when I do this, I'm trying to escape from these lower frequencies. And you'd be able to, from there, discern, this thing that I do to escape is not actually healing or transcending me. It's keeping a perpetual motion of the same thing going on and on. In metacognition, you'd be able to say, this is what will lift me out of that. These are the energies and these are the frequencies that will lift me out, that will allow me to transcend. The entirety of our human journey is to transcend everything and to be different tomorrow than you are today. To be different in 5 minutes than you are right now. to allow yourself to evolve and being involved in the evolution of your beingness. It takes a commitment. David and Goliath story, once again, you're thinking of somebody who went to fight. He wasn't fighting, he was surrendering to the idea. Many people take these stories, especially from the Hebrew Bible, and think, oh, there's like all this, hell and brimstone. No, those are stories that are showing you how to transcend above earthly situations, and they were using a vernacular and idiomatic expressions of the day. So those idiomatic expressions, we don't really stone people anymore. And then sit there long enough, don't exit the theater before the information shows up or the energy shows up. Saturate. And I forgot to mention, tomorrow is our soul center. Participate. You'll be able to marinate, as I'm just talking about, and capture the vision not only of our community, but of your own individual life, because there's no real separation. And back to our regular program. And so as I was saying, we are here to make sure that we move into meta-ascensions so that we can feel the vibration, and in space-time, that takes a moment. It takes a moment to integrate beingness. We know the analogy of the butterfly that goes from the caterpillar to the butterfly. That is going to happen to you if you're doing it right at least 100 times. It's not a one-time deal. You're going to keep getting into a bigger and more glorious butterfly as you continue on this human journey. There's a seed that is planted in your heart and soul that is seeking to be realized. This is a story, a historical documentation. So I don't know how many of you are familiar with the story of Masada. I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version of it. But about 2,000 years ago, just shy of that, there was a group of Israelites that was being persecuted by the Roman Empire. And they were, once again, fighting against something to be liberated into freedom. Masada is this mesa. If you've seen those mesas out in the desert, they rise up and they're kind of flat on top, mesa, like table. And on this particular one, years, actually decades prior, King Herod had built an outpost on top of this because he was worried that if anybody tried to conquer him, he wanted to have a place to go be safe. And there was no way to get up to this fortress except for one little tiny thin road that only people could walk on. You couldn't bring horses, you couldn't bring carts. This one little thin road, otherwise all the rest of it, 358 degrees of it, was just a down vertical slide, and it was about 1,400 feet above. They built everything up there, housing, cisterns for water and food. They had enough that they could store up there that would last them for decades. The idea was that they would be able to outlast any kind of conquest. And as the story goes, the invasion was coming, and the Romans had decided, now we're moving forward about 30, 40 years, the Romans had decided, well, there's no way we can attack using all of the weapons we need to do, so they started building a road that was going to take them up, because the little road wasn't big enough. So they built another road so that they could conquest the Israelites that had been stowed away there. And the Israelites decided, as they saw them getting closer and closer and closer, which it took upwards of a year to build that they were not going to be taken into slavery, that they would rather commit suicide than allow themselves to be captured and to taken into slavery. You can actually go to Israel, you can actually go to Masada, you can actually see all the ancient ruins, which is absolutely magnificent. Aside from all of that, and the metaphorical meaning of the story, which you will die to the temporal world and allow yourself to ascend into. You would rather die to the temporal world than to be enslaved by it. We are enslaved by the temporal world every time we allow a belief that is tied to space-time to bring us into a prison. We are going to allow ourselves to rise above it. So as the story goes, you flash forward a couple 1900 years when they're excavating all the ruins at Masada, and they found some seeds. some seeds for date palm trees amongst all the bones and ruins and all that stuff. And they took one of the seeds and they planted it, and it germinated and is now growing as a full-blown tree. The point of the story is, there's a seed within you that does not care, the divine seed, how long it takes you to get there, but you're going to allow yourself to find that seed. That seed is representative of the divine idea of your life that can withstand the tests of time. You're going to allow yourself, what is that divine idea of my life? What is it that God, my soul, implanted within me that is seeking to be realized, that doesn't really care how long you take? Because remember, whether it takes a year, a decade, or a lifetime, the universe does not pay attention to space or time. The universe is eternal, so it doesn't matter how long it takes. As a matter of fact, an entire lifetime, which is about the blip of a nanosecond in terms of eternality, you would think, one lifetime, oh shoot, I didn't get it, I'm going to come back, reincarnate, and go through it all again. No, I say, why not do today what you could do tomorrow? Instead of why not do tomorrow what I could do today? We're not procrastinators in our community. We are proficient and proactive. We are allowing ourselves to go deeper and to create from that feeling. So the idea that we can move from reaction to satisfaction is you have to observe, go into metacognition, and go into metasentience to evaluate the feeling that you feel at the temporal world. My trauma body, my pain body, my beliefs that have translated into an emotional frequency that put me into a fight or flight response, and I'm going to heal that no matter what the situation, no matter who the person. You're going to allow yourself to, I'm having a reaction. Now, sometimes, I get it, on a scale of 1 to 10, a reaction can be at a 10. You're probably going to find it hard to move from a reaction out of a 10 into a blissful state, unless you can just really just say, gotta go, and just move in and say, and sit down and be still, and it's still going to take you a minute to off-gas that energy. It's still going to take you a minute in space-time. The reason we do, you will find the most mastered practitioners of spiritual growth are those who do it in the good times. Dig in the good times. Don't wait till you get triggered in order to say, I got a problem, because mostly what you'll do is you'll put it on the back burner, and you're like, it's too much for me to deal with now, and you'll move a bend, and you're going to feel good, and then you're not going to do anything about it because you feel good. And it's a temporal false idea of feeling good. We're going to say yes to making sure that we move into, and we do not play with contracognition. Contracognition is when ideas are against themselves. I'd like to be prosperous, I won't allow myself to be prosperous. There is a house divided. We're moving from contracognition, unforgiveness, worries and doubts about the temporal world into metacognition, where, here is the promised land. When you hear in scripture about the promised land all the time, the promised land is a consciousness of freedom. Moses is taking them to the promised land. The promised land out of slavery is freedom, and the slavery is from within. We're going to allow ourselves to transcend all of that. Years ago, I was working with a client, and I don't know if you've ever met one of these people, but it was somebody who could never not be in a relationship. They would be in a relationship, and then it would fall apart, and I tell you, the next day they were in a relationship again, and then that would fall apart, and they were in a relationship again. As opposed to, I know somebody else who would, oh my God, I couldn't find a relationship to throw. If I threw a stone into a crowded room, I'm not going to find a relationship. They'd be like, why? In both cases, one was going from one trauma in a relationship experience to another trauma, because if you followed the thread, the earthly temporal thread, you would find that there was these beliefs that things were against me. There was some beliefs about the way I didn't mean to give away gender, but the way the parents had acted in their marriage. There was things that were contracognition going on that kept having those relationships fall apart. The good part of that was you could see that this person was so heaven-bent and I will never be alone. They were using willpower to the degree that they got their lover every single time within moments. And you would just think there was like a line, a door, and I was like, okay, next. Come on in. This went on for decades. We came here to transcend both the false positive and the negative and rise into a place where it's like, if I'm in metacognition, I'm going to see like, oh wow, I just keep going from one lousy relationship to another, but I lean into the idea that I need this other person to make me whole. I lean into this idea that I'll be safe in this experience. And we are not allowing ourselves to move into a false positive. We're gonna, every time you go into a metacognitive state, you're gonna be like, oh wow, look what I do. Look what that dirty little rascal of a personality's up to today. And you're going to say, I'm going to shift that. I'm going to change that. And one of the ways you want to do that is, how would you like to be? What would your personality what would you like your personality to be? Do you want to be someone who's deeply, sincerely compassionate and loving and unmoved and unwavered and unreacted by space and time? Or do you want to be somebody who's like, oh yeah, I'll show you, and I'll show you what's right, and I'm right and you're wrong? Do you want to be that person, or do you want to be the person, and being the person who's unwavered by space and time, it takes a resolve. It takes a resolve that you want to move into the synergy. So the synergistic energies are the ones when you move into metasentience, and you will find, because what is synergy? Synergy is when you bring two or more things together and they make something better than they were as individuals. Would you like a synergistic relationship with somebody? It's kind of like chocolate, cacao, and sweetener. They come together and they make the cacao just a little bit better. So, some of you might like raw cacao and its individuality, but a lot of us, we like, maybe we're going to throw in some Rice Krispies. I don't know. Whatever's going to make it better for you. Well, forget the Rice Krispies. Chia seeds. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that we participate in the sacred synergy, which means you're going to move into the metacognizance and the metasentience of your beingness, and you're going to be aware of what it is that I'm creating. We're all on the same page?
Yes.
We're all going to say, yes, I will let go of any habit, any idea, any belief, and be completely and utterly free from the temporal world. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Those of you streaming in, yes, I want to see those heads nodding. I want to see a little clap, something like that. All right. I'm going to leave you with this before we go into prayer. In Scripture, it says, the fruit of Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. That's from Psalms 34. And that's a mouthful right there. I'm going to focus on forbearance. Forbearance is the acquiescing and the allowing of it to be. The place of self-control and patience, those are a couple other energies that you really want to allow. So you hear me every morning on the daily affirmative prayer, anchoring, and I'm always like, and I'm allowing this. I'm allowing it to have its way. And as somebody who's been allowing for quite a long time now, I can promise you, if you work it, it works. So we're going to invite, evoke, and allow our good in our lives, and we are going to transcend in benevolent, glorious, beautiful, joy-filled, and joyous ways. This is how you rock and soul. This is how you move into, we're all proclaiming, declaring, yes, I am the poster child for metacognition. I am the poster child for metasentiousness, so that I can allow myself to feel the divine idea. When you feel it, that's the missing ingredient oftentimes. When you're in metacognition, you can observe the stuff, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're activating it. When you move into metasentience, you're activating it. You're activating heaven on earth. You are consciously participating in heaven on earth. We're all going to do that. That's what our spiritual community is all about. And sometimes you'll lean into people like a prayer chaplain or a practitioner, and you'll allow yourself to be lifted. And other times you'll just read good books and watch good media. And by good books and good media, I mean inspirational, enthusiastic, affirmative, and good. That's what we're saying yes to. I'm going to invite you to join me in the prayer field. And as we move into the prayer field, which is always present, it's never absent, I'm going to invite you to just think of something that you would like to experience in an eternal frequency in your life. Oh, how good it is to take this moment, each and every one of us, as we move into a metacognitive state of divine awareness, as we open our hearts. We choose. I open my heart, my body, my emotions, my mind into a state of benevolent vulnerability, availability. I return home right now. I let go of the shackles of the subconscious, the tethers to space and time, and I allow myself to be free. I allow myself to feel the eternal frequencies and remember the great truth, the great knowing, that the omniamorous nature of God, the all-loving presence, seeks nothing less than to circulate bliss and expand glory in each and every one of our lives. And each of us in our spiritual DNA came fully coded with everything we need to thrive. All relationships to thrive, all of them, 100% of them to thrive. Self-love, where we see ourselves, know ourselves, and love ourselves as God sees and knows love, all the way to our bone marrow, our core. We allow ourselves to know that God is our source and our supply, never withholding, never judging, never condemning, and always giving. Always lavishing, loving, praising, and raising. And as we remember the truth, the holy truth, that I am as thou art. Thou art as I am. I am a divine angel of the Most High, and all the power and all the wisdom and all the light and all the love, all the intelligence that created every galaxy, that created every field of grass and flowers, forest of trees, the intelligence, the brilliance, the dynamic beauty that has come forward as mountains with snow caps, mountains that are mesas out in the desert, that have created and carved canyons and rivers and waterfalls that flow through, life circulating itself around the globe 24/7. And always back of this is goodness. We align, we move into a metasentient state where we feel the presence of our soul. We say, yes, I personify the divine, I personify God, I personify heaven on earth as my life today in its purest, holiest, most humble, most authentic, most powerful expression. Always benevolently, always gloriously. This is what I choose. I choose to be free of any idea, any habit that does not serve absolution. Oh, how good it is to know that each and every one of us is going deeper, rising higher than ever before. It is inevitable. The divine idea will have its way. It is alive. It is sitting, waiting for us to breathe our breath of life upon it. That is the spoken word of acceptance. We evoke it, we allow it to be. How grateful I am to know that each and every one of us has everything we need to thrive. All talents, all gifts, all abilities. And we have agreed today that we will allow it. And we sign on the spiritual dotted line by saying, and so I let it be.
And so I let it be.
Benevolently.
Benevolently.
Glorious.
Glorious.
Immaculately.
Immaculately.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Even now.
Even now.
Amen.
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 Amin.
Amin.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Aho.
Aho.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Hotep.
Hotep.
And hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right, Soul Center. Good job. I'm going to invite the usher angels to come forward and show everybody your shining faces. Thank you for being of service. We are so grateful for all who serve our community. We're also so grateful for all of us, all those who are contributing to our community. As a 501c3 religious organization, that means all your donations are tax deductible. If you're doing it in cash, you'll have to keep a ledger. If you're doing it via Venmo at Soul Center OC under the business heading, or if you're doing it through our website, which is safe and secure, soulcenteroc.com. You can mail checks in or you can drop them in the baskets. There are many ways that you can contribute to our community. We're grateful for all of the love streamers that contribute on a regular basis. Those of you who are on the Auto Tithe program, we are grateful for you. You know that in addition, and I'm going to emphasize, in addition to our regular expenses, We are seeking to go above and beyond so that we can have way more than enough for our building that we are planning. We would like to be in our new building before anniversary month in January, so we'd like to be in our new building at the very latest before the holidays. We would like to celebrate the holidays in our new building, somewhere within a, I don't know, 20-mile radius, something like that. There's no real restriction, just as long as it's perfect for us. We're grateful for that. I'm going to ask your angels to move forward as they move about the collection. And also just remember, for those of you here or at home, you can text the word GIVE to area code 669-342-2157 if that's one of the ways you'd like to do it. And now we have our beloved angel Travis take it.
All right. A song we haven't done before. That's always exciting. Yes. And I hope you like it. It's called I Had a Dream.
Here comes undone, says she's lost the man, but his life was on, yeah. Says everything is unraveling. I take his hand, and then I hold him like the world is ending, and say, we'll all just get some faith begin. 'Cause I had a dream that our hearts were like flowers opening up every time that we love. You see, I'm wondering if we just try and risk everything for love. How can we ever go wrong? So embrace your life, every sunshine kiss on this wild ride. The end may only be a moment away, but you see, we're strong enough. We get knocked down, but we get right back up. 'Cause hope is growing in our veins. Then I had a dream that our hearts are like flowers opening up every time that we love. I wonder my heart's
A perfect example of synergy. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Is that an original of yours?
It's not. It's an acquaintance friend of mine. It hasn't been done for a long, long time, and I just kind of. Not really. I'm borrowing it.
I'm sure they're thrilled, and we are thrilled. Thank you. Yeah. Awesome. All right, guys, we're going to come forward, and we're going to bless the offering, and then the kids are coming right up after that. So, Rosa, you're up. Bring these beautiful, shining spaces into the camera. Wave to all the love streamers. Hey, love streamers. All right, when you're in Southern California, you're going to come in person. You're going to visit us here in Newport Beach. Yes, yes. All right. All right, we're going to go ahead and extend our prayers through our hearts and hands. That's why we extend our hands. We're extending our prayers. We take a moment in deep gratitude, knowing something delicious has taken place here today. An expansion, an acceptance of ever-expanding good simply by recognizing that there is one power, one presence, one omniamorous benevolence that is seeking nothing less than to fertilize and grow the seed of glory, of bliss, of joy, of nirvana to, through, and as you. And as each and every one of us is a divine emanation of the Most High, we have said yes to more good than ever before. We have said yes to taking the higher road, the road of benevolence, the road of brilliance, the road of ease, which means we let go of the shackles of space and time and we allow it all to be good. We know that as we do this, we move into the field of absolute prosperity, individually and collectively, and absolute knowing that we are the blessed and the blessors. We bless this offering knowing that something wonderful is taking place. All needs met in our community, individually and collectively. We bless it as good, we bless it as glory to greater glory, and we simply allow it to be, and so it is.
So it is.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, ushers.
With the Enlightened Kids Village at the Soul Center, and I'm here today with Sadie and with Maddie. Today we talked about intention and how intention precedes attention, so it helps us pay attention on purpose, and we can wake up each day and say, today is going to be an awesome day, and it really changes the direction so that we can move in a positive direction. No matter what the outcome, we can keep on going. So we're intention-led, not results-led. And yeah, so Maddie drew a really beautiful, beautiful drawing.
Love that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So as you know, it's the end of summer, so we just wanted to create an intention of how we wanted to spend and enjoy our last few weeks of summer, as well as just really noticing, just being an investigator and noticing how our mindset does affect every room that we walk into. So whether that be for a tennis camp or a school, a new grade, new class. So we're ready, we're excited, and we invite you to be excited with us.
I love your shoes. They got love red on them. All right, we're going to ask you to all rise for our closing peace song. If you want to sing along, the words are in your program.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power,
us. Peace, love, joy, the great knowing, the great truth, the great remembering that God Almighty is God all good, omniamorous, plenitude and gratitude, shining itself, radiating itself as we know we are born from the holy light, the holy heart of infinite glory. We take this fanning of the flames, this radiance, this resplendence, and we say, yes, I will shine this light brilliantly. I am good at receiving and giving. I allow this to compel and propel glory to greater glory.